Sneak Peekers!
I'm Erin.
And I'm AK.
Tonight, Sneak Peek is talking all things spooky with a very special Halloween episode.
That's right. But before we get into the scares, Samia's here with a review of Martin Scorsese's new film, Killers of the Flower Moon.
After that, we have a new segment of Style Squad, where Sydney will be joined by Carol, Kylie, and Sydney as they rate the most iconic celebrity Halloween costumes.
Then, Brandon is giving us a rundown on one of our favorite horror subgenres, found footage.
And for our final segment of the night, Anna, Sophia, Kylie, Mason, and Brandon are ranking the best slasher movie final girls in a special Halloween panel.
Don't go away, folks.
This is one episode you don't want to miss. We'd like to open this episode by recognizing Ho Xiaozhen's long career of filmmaking. It's been reported that he's stepped away from the craft due to his battle with dementia.
Ho Xiaozhen is a Taiwanese filmmaker most known for his films A City of Sadness, The Assassin, The Puppet Master, and Flowers of Shanghai. His films often focus on Taiwanese history, framing historical upheavals in Taiwan's history through the perspective of small-town groups of people and families affected.
Long takes and careful choreography between actors on screen are trademarks of his style. We thank Xiao Zhen for his wonderful films and wish him and his family a peaceful transition into retirement.
In other news, the Gotham Awards nominees were announced today.
Leading in nominations is All of Us Strangers, a romantic drama about a gay man reconciling his past, written and directed by Andrew Hay. The film got nominations for Best International Feature, Best Screenplay, and a couple of acting noms.
Other nominated films across categories are Celine Song's Past Lives and A.V. Rockwell's 1001, with 3 nominations respectively.
Shows that aired at South by Southwest last spring, Beef, I'm a Virgo, and Swarm also got nominations in the TV categories.
The Gotham Awards made some notable changes to its process this year too, opting to remove the $35 million budget cap for eligible films and removing actor and actress awards to include nominees from all performers.
I look forward to the ceremony in November.
You know what else I'm looking forward to? I'll give you a hint. It's coming out this week.
Let me guess. Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yup.
Well, while you enjoy your jump scares, I'm going to take a look at Martin Scorsese's newest film, Killers of the Flower Moon.
Here's Samia with a review.
Hey Sneak Peekers, I'm Samia. This weekend, I watched Killers of the Flower Moon, the latest feature from famed director Martin Scorsese. Killers of the Flower Moon is an adaptation of the nonfiction book of the same name, which chronicles the history of the Osage Nation's sudden oil wealth and the plot to steal that wealth through a series of murders. While the book also details the formation of the FBI and how the FBI's investigation into this plot helped solidify the Bureau as a permanent part of the U.S. government, the film instead focuses on the relationship between Ernest Burkhart, Molly Burkhart, and Ernest's uncle, William Bill Hale. The film begins with Ernest Burkhart, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, arriving in Oklahoma after World War I to work for his uncle, referred to as King. King convinces Ernest to marry an Osage woman to gain access to her wealth from the oil discovered on the Osage reservation. Ernest then sets his sight on Molly Burkhart, played by actress Lily Gladstone, who he ultimately courts and marries. However, tragedy strikes as her family and members of her tribe die under suspicious circumstances. After failed investigations, Molly and members of her tribe enlist the federal government to step in and solve these killings. The primary highlight of this film is the stellar performances from the film's ensemble. Lily Gladstone gave what is likely one of my favorite performances from this year. Her acting is quite subtle, yet incredibly powerful, and I am excited to see what she does next. I was also especially impressed with Leonardo DiCaprio's performance. While he has played villains and anti-heroes in the past in films such as Django Unchained and Wolf of Wall Street, his portrayal of Ernest is particularly pathetic and cowardly, and his character arc highlights the consequences of complacency in the face of injustice. Likewise, Robert De Niro embodies the role of the charming yet terrifying king, who pretends to be a friend of the Osage despite his sinister intentions. I also greatly appreciated the more minor characters. I was particularly impressed with the amount of Native American talent in the film, from Cara Jane Myers as Molly's sister to William Below as tribe member Henry Roan. Jesse Plemons also had a small but effective role in setting up the film's final act, and Brendan Fraser gives an interesting but memorable performance with the limited screen time he gets. Furthermore, there are several cameos from country singers to directors which you don't want to miss. Killers of the Flower Moon also features incredible cinematography from Rodrigo Prieto, as well as a tight script that incorporates quite a bit of humor amidst the atrocities depicted. These aspects, combined with Scorsese's impeccable direction, contribute to the film's effective pace. Despite its nearly 3.5-hour runtime, not a single moment in the story felt wasted, demonstrating that a film's runtime does not matter as long as it contributes to the story that's told. Before its release, Killers of the Flower Moon underwent extensive rewrites throughout its production. As the book largely focuses on the FBI's role in uncovering the killings, Martin Scorsese decided to shift the film's perspective and focused more on the antagonists and Native American characters due to suggestions from the Osage tribe representatives and Leonardo DiCaprio, who was initially assigned the role of the FBI protagonist. This shift in plot and creative perspective is reflected in unique stylistic choices throughout the film. Scorsese incorporates several form changes featuring short segments of black and white film, faux archival photos, newspaper headlines inserted as stills, and a staged radio play to close out the film. This choice draws the audience's attention towards the act of storytelling and culminates in an ending that asks the audience to consider how the story of Molly Burkhart is told and who gets to tell her story. While I was initially taken aback by the conclusion due to the exclusion of the characters featured in the first 3 hours, I ultimately appreciated Scorsese's choice to emphasize not only the limits of his perspective as a white male director in telling a story centering the Osage tribe, but also the limits of film and true crime as mediums to fully capture the horrors they endured. With Killers of the Flower Moon, Scorsese provides a masterclass for depicting a traumatic, timely story with sensitivity and care, and cements his place as one of the best working directors today. I am excited to see how the story facilitates further representation of Native Americans and hopefully shifts the types of stories told in Hollywood. Tell us what you think of Killers of the Flower Moon at Sneak Peek TSTV. Now, back to the hosts.
Thanks, y'all. Killers of the Flower Moon is currently playing in theaters. Let us know your thoughts on it at Sneak Peek TV on social media.
We'll be back after a quick commercial break. So when were we planning on addressing the elephant in the room, partner?
I'm not sure I understand what you're talking about, Buster.
All I'm saying is this town ain't big enough for 2 cowboys.
Then what do you reckon we ought to do?
We could have a duel at sundown.
I think I have a better solution. Why don't we let Sydney, Carol, Kylie, and Sydney give us some costume ideas with their celebrity Halloween costume style squad?
Sounds like a plan to me. Giddy up, y'all.
Hey Sneak Peekers! Welcome to Sneak Peek's 2023 Halloween Red Carpet. For this special edition of Style Squad, we'll be taking a trip to the past, rating the most iconic celebrity costumes, slay or nay. Alright, let's see who our first guest is. Oh my gosh, Sydney, hi! Oh my gosh, alright. So I need to get your take on this. Who is your favorite celebrity Halloween costume?
I'll tell you, my favorite celebrity Halloween costume is Harry Styles as Elton John. He seemed so happy and was really just giving good vibes. And he just seemed like he was loving the night, and I love that for him.
Ooh, I love that answer. And what's been some of your least favorite?
Okay, don't hate me, but Katy Perry as a Cheeto, she looked a little crazy, and she didn't look like she wanted to be there, and I wouldn't have wanted to be there either.
That is so valid, so fair. All right, and now my last question is, what is one celebrity costume that you would love to see and on who?
Okay, I love this question.
Thank you.
I would love to see some old Disney stars as their characters on Disney. So like Miley as Hannah, Hillary as Lizzie. I think that would really be good.
No, I totally agree. Well, thank you so much for talking with us.
You're so very welcome.
All right, let's see who's next. Oh my gosh, Carol. Okay, I need to get your take. What is your favorite celebrity costume?
I just can never stop thinking about the time Ariana Grande dressed up as the Eye of the Beholder Twilight Zone episode. She definitely did her homework on that, and the commitment to it is literally so iconic, an absolute serve.
That is so real. Now, what was one of your least favorites?
I'll bring up another Katy Perry costume. This time is a 2015 mic drop. I don't know if she felt like she was eating or anything, but it definitely feels so off. Like, is she going to even spend the entire evening just lying on the ground, just, expecting everyone to understand the reference?
Yikes, that is so valid. This style squad is not doing Katie well. Now, if you could see any celebrity in any costume, what's your dream combo?
Miss Taylor Swift as Barbie by Greta Gerwig, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, enough said. All right, thanks, Carol. Hey. All right, let's see who is next. Oh, Kylie. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that you're here. Can I ask you a few questions?
Hi, of course.
Amazing. Well, first off, what is your favorite celeb costume?
I have to say my all-time favorite celebrity costume is Heidi Klum as a worm. I think that it was creative, it was weird, and it was fun.
All right. I don't know how many people would agree, but I have to admit she did commit. All right. What about one you didn't like?
I hated Lucy Hale's Twitter bird costume. It looked like she forgot Halloween was coming up and threw something together what was in her closet. Overall, the look was not super cohesive and felt very low effort.
And that is so valid. Lastly, what is one celebrity costume that you would love to see this year?
I would love to see an iconic duo dress up as the dancing dogs from Barbie Diamond Castle, maybe Kendall and Kylie. I don't know if they'd go for it, but I think it'd be hilarious and iconic.
Yes, I will be totally expecting that. Thank you so much for stopping by. All right, sneak peekers, we hope that gave you some inspiration for this Halloween about what costumes you should totally recreate and some you may want to avoid. Be sure to share your most iconic celebrity costumes on our Instagram at SneakPeekTV. Now, back to the hosts.
Thanks, y'all. That gave me some inspiration for next year's costume.
Really? What were you thinking about going as?
I was thinking that we should make some great dancing Barbie dogs. What do you say?
Does this answer your question?
Wow. I think the only thing scarier than those dance moves is our next segment.
If you say so. Here's Brandon with a look into the terrifying genre of found footage horror. Take it away.
Watching scary movies for October is one of my favorite things to do every year, and this October has been no exception. This month, I found myself drawn towards found footage movies. While everyone associates found footage with shaky cameras and running around in the woods, like in the infamous hit The Blair Witch Project, there is actually a lot of variety within the genre, especially over time, as the found footage movie has become even more believable and striking, as cell phones and the internet have surrounded the average person in amateur footage. So, if you are interested in checking out some good found footage movies for Halloween, here are the best films out of my recent watches. First up is the criminally underrated film Unfriended Dark Web. Dark Web is a sequel to Unfriended, which gave a modern twist to found footage by having the entire movie take place through a computer screen, with the characters in a Skype call. While Dark Web still takes place on Skype, as it released before Zoom became the video caller of choice, Dark Web takes that Skype call idea and gives it a sleeker, higher budget treatment. Dark Web tells the story of a group of friends who find an abandoned laptop at a cyber cafe. In a Skype call with his friends, the protagonist, Matthias, investigates the laptop, drawing the attention of a snuff film ring of hackers, who start killing Matthias's friends to stop the laptop from going public. While the film's depiction of the dark web is a little hard to believe, the movie has some really creative kills that utilize the internet as a setting very effectively. One standout kill in the movie revolves around using a deepfake video to send a SWAT team to a character's home. If you want to watch a mean, sleek, internet-based found footage movie, definitely check out Unfriended Dark Web. Next up is Grave Encounters, a fantastic found footage movie that also serves as a spoof of Ghost Hunter-style TV shows, in particular Ghost Adventures. The film follows the crew of a ghost hunting show as they are filming an episode, only this time they actually found a real haunting. While Grave Encounters features fairly unremarkable scares, it more than makes up for it with its satirical take on ghost hunting shows, giving viewers a fictionalized look at the production of these types of shows and the personalities behind them. If you enjoy watching ghost hunter TV shows, then definitely give Grave Encounters a shot. Now, going way back to the starting era of found footage, we have Ghostwatch. Ghostwatch was a British Halloween special that aired 1991 on BBC One, presented as a live documentary special. In reality, Ghostwatch is a pseudo-found footage mockumentary which featured real news anchors. The special is a little bit slow-paced, but it really helps enhance the authenticity of the program, as the supernatural events slowly become more and more obvious as the broadcast continues. The special really goes the distance to keep up its illusion as long as possible, featuring faked call-in viewers, talking head-style interviews, and more. All this builds up to a spectacular ending that I won't spoil if you decide to check this out. If you want to watch a really interesting piece of found footage history with a really awesome ending, definitely give Ghostwatch a watch. Finally, and the oldest film on this list, we have the McPherson tape. Released in 1989, a decade before the Blair Witch Project, the McPherson tape is a found footage movie that truly earns that title. Between the film's extremely naturalistic performances and the authentic VHS grain, it really does feel like some random birthday party home movie. Of course, said birthday party is quickly derailed when the family spots a bright object crash down in the distance. The footage that follows is tense, stressful, and feels very authentic. The performances in this film really are something to note, as the way the family members bicker and fight really make you feel like they are real people with a complicated history, which makes the ending that much worse to watch. The movie also really captures a doomed sense of isolation, as the power goes out and the family are stranded in their home out in the woods, far away from other people, while aliens stalk outside. If you want a tense, retro alien found footage, the McPherson tape is the movie to see.
Thanks, Brandon. Let us know what your favorite found footage horror movie is at Sneak Peek TV.
We'll be right back with a petrifying panel after a quick commercial break.
Hey, AK, do you think you could survive a horror movie?
Are you kidding? I was born to be a final girl. I think the killer would have to survive me.
If you say so. And speaking of final girls, Anna, Sophia, Kylie, Mason, and Brandon are here to rank the best of the best horror movie survivors.
Take it away, y'all.
Alright, sneak peekers. Today we're going to be doing a bracket on our favorite horror final girls. Now, who put Gail from Scream?
I did.
Why did you do that?
I chose Gail because I love the Scream series, and I'm a journalism major, and Gail's a journalist, so I have to support her.
That is good reasoning. Who put Teresa from Happy Death Day?
I did.
Why'd you do that?
Happy Death Day is one of my favorite movies, and she slays. I don't know.
Dare I say she does slay. But I also do love Scream, and I do love Gail. Isn't she played by Courtney Cox?
Yes.
I do love her. And I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go with Gail for the first round.
Wait, we don't get to argue?
Oh, I guess go ahead and argue. My bad.
Okay,
Sorry, you already know where I stand. Go ahead and argue why you think I should pick yours.
this is a lot of pressure. I already know I'm losing.
I can always change my mind.
Yeah, so she dies multiple times in the movie, spoiler. And she's just, really badass for that, yeah.
Okay, that is a good argument. How about yours?
Gail has survived throughout 6 Scream movies, and she should have died on the last one. She got stabbed, literally everywhere, but she's still alive. And she lost her ex-lover. He died. And she's still doing everything she can to get that story. So I think she's a really strong woman.
I am going to have to stand my ground just because I haven't seen the other one. So I will go with Gail. But that was a great argument, and I do love the other girl, even though I have not seen her. Thank you. Now, who did you put?
So I also put a woman from Scream. I put Sydney Prescott. Gail, she's cool, but Sydney, she's the main character. She's that girl. Yeah,
She's the it girl for you.
she is it.
Okay, good to know. And you had Maxine from X, right?
Yes.
Why'd you do that?
Well, I think Maxine is one of the grittiest final girls out there. She's just so, feral. I think she could take on any other final girl, including Sydney Prescott. Like, put them in a ring, Maxine's walking out.
With blood in her hands. Maxine is so me. So I'm sorry, Brandon. Okay, argue again.
Okay, like Sydney Prescott, she kills Ghostface in the first movie. She kills Billy. She kills her boyfriend, who was trying to kill her, and like she overcomes, like her trauma with her dead mom and all that. Like, she's a girl boss. She's out here doing it, and I don't know. I don't think it's a clear cut. Miss Maxine, whatever, would just kill Sydney like that. I don't know. Sydney's a fighter.
What do you have to say about that?
I mean, Maxine was such a good final girl. She like became the villain in Pearl. So like she flipped the script. She knew herself well enough to know that she could handle that. And like that's something that I just aspire to. So I think she could definitely take Sydney.
I think we also already know where I stand. I'm so sorry. I love Maxine from X. So we're going to pick her. Well, I'm picking her. It's okay. We can still argue. There's still argument because now these two final girls are going to have to face each other. And we're going to see who's the best final girl. So we have Gail from Scream and we have Maxine from X. As you can see right there. Very, very nicely. All right, you can go first. You chose Gail. Why do you think she could beat Maxine?
Well, as I said earlier, she has survived 6 movies so far, not one. And she's been stabbed multiple times. I don't think Maxine had a lot of injuries to herself.
That is a good point. Okay.
Well, if I could have like a counter argument, I would say that yes, Gail has been attacked many a time. You know why? 'Cause she's old. She's had enough years on this earth to be attacked that long. Maxine's fresh-faced. She's ready.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
That's ageist. And also, Gail has more experience fighting, so she would know, like she's learned how to outmaneuver different types of ghost faces, so she can take on Maxine easily.
Do you want to clap back?
I'll clap back.
Okay.
I feel like Gail's taken on a Ghostface. She's never taken on a Maxine. She's never taken on Pearl. She doesn't know what would hit her. I feel like once we see Maxine XXX, like it'll be over. I think it'll really be. Dare I say it? Is she the next Gail Weathers?
Well, for this round, I'm going to have our people who have been eliminated choose who gets to win. So, what are you guys thinking?
Don't ask me.
Shook.
Well, okay. I'm thinking Gail. Gail's a girl from the Big Apple. I feel like she's from the city. She's seen stuff. There's a lot of scary stuff in big cities. Maxine, she's like she's like a nobody. Like she's not it. She's not like out there getting in front of cameras. Like she's like out there trying.
Well, technically, she is getting from the camera.
Well, okay.
She's trying to.
Yeah. Yeah, she's trying. She's entering in at the bottom rung of the industry.
Gail is on top. Like
Yeah.
she has her
Okay.
own show.
Well, now you're going to have to defend Maxine.
Oh, I want to. I think that Maxine is so much more iconic. You know, she just like refreshed the horror genre.
Also,
Yeah.
not to chime in, not to cut anyone off, but like, there is a movie called Maxine coming out. There's not a movie called Gail Weathers coming out. Like, I hate to say it, y'all, but like, I think the proof is in the pudding there.
Okay, well, we are tied, so I guess I'll be the tiebreaker. This is very hard because I feel like Maxine is amazing. But like we said, Gail has been around the block a bit. I'm going to have to give it for Gail. I'm sorry, everyone. I love Maxine as well, but I'm giving it to Gail. Do you mind writing it? Thank you. All right, sneak peekers, this is our bracket, and Gail won. So I'm sending it back to the host so they can finish you off.
I know the show's ending, but
This rivalry ain't over yet.
I think we should duel.
Right here, right now.
Let's do this.
That's all, sneak peekers. Tune in next week, and in the meantime, find us on socials at Sneak Peek TV.